Hello, my name is Adam Witt, and today we are going to cover the last part of Faults in Our God, where we're going to talk about commandments and the little stupid rules that God made here and there and came from an uneducated source. And not only did it come from an uneducated source, there has been steps that God missed on doing to try to make his rules official and stuff. So because he missed those steps, they should be really official rules that we should be following and all that stuff. So we're going to get into that side of the spectrum as well. So we're finally hitting the end. So last time we talked about the Moses and Noah's Ark story and why we shouldn't let God be judging us, whether we should live, die, whatever, and that we need to kind of just step up and just say, hey, who made you the boss, kind of thing. And now let's take a look at actual facts of, rules and laws and stuff. We're not going to hit the Bible on this one is really hard because really it's not about it being biblically. It's just the talking about rules and regulations and stuff and how they are actually made and stuff. And we're going to also then hit laws and commandments. And we're going to maybe even need to talk about the difference between those as well. Let's talk about rules and regulations and stuff like that. Rules and regulations. Let's just start off with, it's kind of like, hey, you own a house, you're married, and you have kids, and there's certain rules you have to go through. Now, does that mean we have to go through laws and regulations and stuff like that and have to make such a big fuss on those little things? No. Because it's kind of more of a way to, hey, we have a small group of people, we need to figure out how to get along, this is how we do it. Small group of people, don't need to go through the Congress, all that weird mumbo jumbo. It's just minor, do this, things go good, don't do this, you get in timeout, grounded, whatever, rules. Hey, we all have to go by those a little bit, keeps us out of trouble. Then we're talking about, sports. Now we're talking about, those type of rules and regulations and stuff. So then let's kind of get into that. Normally, there's about a good group of people that are sitting here talking about sports and stuff, and they're like, hey, we need to make rules and upgrade them every now and then to make this sport more better, make it more, easy to follow along and stuff like that and stuff, so it's not a, no holds barred hardcore match type of thing out in the football field or soccer field, basketball court, baseball field, whatever. Because, if we were not to have rules, then it would be hard to follow the game and we wouldn't know how to keep score, all that weird stuff. So, yeah, we have to have rules and stuff. And usually it goes through a committee of, like, the NBA team, baseball teams, stuff like that. But it doesn't have to go through a big, huge form of regulations of, like, again, Congress, whatever you want to call it. So, and it gets a little bit more tighter as far as rules are concerned. And you want it to come from, again, an educated source because you want to know what you're talking about when you're trying to make a sport, really good, more or less. So, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about laws. And then we're talking about commandments. And basically God coming into this world saying, I can make this law, I can make this a commandment, I can make all these things official, and not ever go through a Congress thing, make it go through legislations, Congress, go through judicial stuff. It's just, he didn't go through the hoops. He's sitting there putting a commandment, thou shalt not have other gods, and it didn't go through the right strings to make it a commandment or law. And he made other weird commandments. We're talking don't use my name in vain, and honor the Sabbath, and stupid, stupid, stupid commandments. First of all, if I was making the Bible and I was going to make the commandments, first of all, I wouldn't put myself as the center of attention. Because, let's be completely honest, the people made the world, not God. God laid down the foundation, He put down some stuff here and there, but literally, we're the ones who have reconstructed this world so many times, reproduced so many times and stuff, so the original stuff that's kind of around ain't around as much anymore. So, and like I said, uneducated. So, and that's another thing. Usually it's the educated people that actually went to law school that make laws, not uneducated. So not only did he not go through the right step progress to do this, which is, hey, got to go through Congress, judicial, all that weird mumbo jumbo, but then he was uneducated and he can't make laws because you have to be educated, go to law school and all that stuff in order to make those stupid laws and commandments. So basically everything that says in the Bible when it comes to, hey, gay marriage, it's an abomination and stuff, thou shalt not use my name in vain and stuff like that, all that weird commandments and stuff that has been made can't be official because, why? Didn't go through the right progress and came from an uneducated source that didn't go to law school. Sorry. So when it comes to God's stuff, don't need to listen to it. The only reason you guys listen to this BS anyways is because you're too scared that if you don't listen to it, you're going to go to hell. That's all that God has on you, is that fear tactic. The one thing He's been relying on the whole time since day one is that He was able to get people to fear Him, because it's like, hey, if you don't listen, guess where you get to go? But you're listening to a guy who's uneducated and his rules are not law. Because they didn't go through the right process, I should say, not progress, process. Sorry. And that's the whole thing. Now, if God was educated and actually did have a few brains here and there, and did graduate with a diploma and a degree, and he did go to law school to, get educated in laws and stuff like that, and he did take the right steps to do this, which means go to this step, to that step, to that step, and then made that a commandment, I think it would have a little bit more say in the world that we live in as of today. But because there was no process of go here, and go there, and it was just one process of, hey, I'm king, made the world, whatever, listen to me, whatnot, it had no meaning. That's just kind of making me, king, and I made laws and rules right now, and I didn't go through the right channel. You wouldn't listen to me either. So that's the whole big thing. You're listening to somebody that you shouldn't be not listening to. And that's a big, huge thing. And now I kind of think, now that I have a few minutes here, got like 6 minutes here to go, I am going to do the conclusion, and let's just look at it every angle. We've looked at God politically. That He can't make laws and stuff like that because He didn't go through the right channels to do so. And the fact that, on a political standpoint, I would never would have voted for God either to be as our king. No one else would have. Let's be honest, He's uneducated. Can't even really look at Him. So that's a political standpoint. Now let's look at Him, as emotional. We've seen God act out in so many ways, and my faults in our God. Flooding the world, doing plagues that wasn't really that necessary, sitting there putting the blame game on every person except himself, and it would have gone in the direction that sin would have came into the world one way or another. Emotionally, no, he's not stable. Mentally, again, uneducated. You got to have an education to be very mentally smart up in here. There's a reason we need to stop following God. We have given God trillions and trillions and trillions of opportunities to try to succeed. Whether he had an education or not, he's had trillions and trillions of opportunities to make this world a better place. $1 billion, could have done it. Could have done miracles, could have done healings and all that good stuff. And we're seeing a very lack of it that is going on in this world because people are dying of cancer, diseases, and disabilities every day. And we sit there and we pray to God. And does he answer some prayers? Hey, I'm not going to lie to you guys. God does answer some pretty damn good prayers. Prayers of good Christians, non-Christians, all the like. But we need to stop looking at those prayers that he does answer. Not saying that it's a bad thing he does them. I give you credit when credit is due. And if God can listen, good. That's a good applaud. I will give you the best credit when credit is due. I'm applauding God right now. See, I 100% applaud. That's why I even go to church. I applaud God when I go to church and say, hey, I'm not here for forgiveness of sins because I don't think I've done that much wrong, but I want my sins forgiven in the first place. I'm here to thank God for the good things he has done. Even if it is a very lack of good things he's done, it is still needing to be, brought out into the open. And I like it when pastors sit there and talk about the good things. But the biggest problem that pastors are doing is they're not acknowledging the bad things because they are afraid of heaven and hell. And we need to stop fearing hell. Because there are so many people that are dying and need them miracles. There are people that are going through poverty. There are people that are getting screwed over because of God. And it needs to be brought up to the attention of him that he is just unfit. He took on way too much in this one world. And the honest truth is, if there was no hell, and there was no heaven, and God was a person walking amongst us right now, and he was doing all this bullcrap, sorry for my language, he would have been killed on day one. He's been riding the luck train the whole darn time. He wouldn't have survived day one because the moment that Adam and Eve had a chance to kill him and stuff, because he was getting too bossy, he was getting too politically in a standpoint that he was too right about everything, people would have sat there and said, and who do you think you are to tell us what to do? And God would have gotten stoned right there when Adam and Eve ate from the tree, because people would have been sitting there like, hey, who makes you think you're the boss? He would have been stoned. But because there is a heaven and hell, we fear him. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen if we were to disobey God. Even when you're in heaven, you're all like, yeah, if we go and kill him, what's to say his decision can't be changed and we go into hell anyways? But we need to stop fearing that. It's about the people who created this world. It's not about God. He's unfit. And we need a new leader, someone who is educated, someone who is disciplined, someone who has the knowledge to make this world a better place, who will do the $1 billion, who will do the healings and miracles, and make this world better than it already is. So now you can sit there and put your comments and questions and answers on, because I've wrapped it up. My name is Adam Witt, and I can't wait to hear for your responses. Bye-bye.